Hello, everybody. Brian Anderson here. I'm here to do kind of an encore from our training we did yesterday with, um, Chris was here on the line with us, Chris Funch. And Chris and Jay asked me to do a live encore. And I've decided, for those of you that were here yesterday, I'm going to change up what we do a little bit today. And if you weren't here yesterday, it's okay. I'm going to incorporate the vast majority of what you would have missed so that you're going to get all the value whether you were here yesterday or not, and you'll pick up some new stuff as well. That's kind of the plan today. So let me begin. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and we will get moving as quickly as we can. So just me. My name is Brian Anderson, and I've been involved in local marketing, I guess internet marketing, since '94. I was an undergraduate computer science major, and I got involved in the internet really, really early, before the whole graphical web, and I got real big on the whole CompuServe, Prodigy, AOL way back in the beginning, and I got involved in local marketing in '96. So what we would consider local internet marketing today, providing services to a local dentist, and I took a more traditional route, the whole college grad school thing, and I'm married with 4 kids. I've actually had my agency for a long, long time. I sold my first one in 2009, and I'm rebuilding my company called Media Mash as you speak. And I've been working on it for a number of years as I've been trying to create a better mousetrap than I did the first go around. And a little bit about me, just so you know who you're listening to and who you're talking with. Feel free to ask questions. I am happy to answer all of them. I'll try to answer as we go if it makes sense, but if it doesn't, I'll answer it regardless at the end, so no matter what. And anybody who stays to the end, I'm going to get a list from Chris and Jay, and I'm going to provide a free website just as a little courtesy to you guys for your time. Thank you, which is just a template based on my site, and you can use that if you don't have a good site for your business, and I'm happy to make that available to you. Okay. Well, let me get going, and let me start with, really quickly, if you've ever felt like this, the whole money stress, because I have many times. And when if you are married and you're arguing with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend over money because you have more bills than you have money, and if that feels like something you can relate to, I just want you to know I can too. And I think it's important that no matter where you are right now in your journey, your entrepreneur journey, whether you're kind of making ends meet, you got a modest home, you've got maybe an older car, but perhaps you have a lot of bills, right? And I think at the end of the day, that might fit a lot of people. Now, everybody's trying to go from here, from this making ends meet, to living well, or living large, even, if you will. And I'm not into the big flashy houses, but if you are, obviously that might be something. Maybe you're into cars, the good life, whatever that is. I'm married with several kids, so for me the good life is a bunch of vacations and a lot of activities with my family. I don't have a boat. I've got a few cars, and but I live pretty modestly. But the whole goal of what we're doing today is to talk about how to kind of transition where you are in your entrepreneur journey, whether you're working for somebody else right now, whether you have your own agency, you're just getting going, it doesn't matter. So just so I understand the audience, and Scott, I'll answer your question in one sec. Just so I understand the audience, let me know where you are. If you're making more than $10,000 a month, or you have at least 10 local clients, give me a 1. And if you're below 10,000 or you have less than 10 clients, give me a 2. And that'll just help me as we go through this. While you guys are doing that, Scott was here yesterday. Scott, I'm going to do a couple things different. I'm going to show a little bit of a demo. I'm going to show some examples and stuff. But it'll be, 60% overlap for you, being candid. Okay. Yeah, thanks for all the feedback. I love the 3. Thank you. And a bunch of 1s, you guys. Outstanding. But also a lot of 2s. So that helps. That helps, gives me a lot of perspective. So what I want to talk about on the call, and what I'm going to share and show with you, is how I have, in my own life, in my own business, solved my 2 biggest problems. And we won't play the guessing game all night. I'll tell you what the problems are, and I'll see if you agree with me, if you have the same struggles or same challenges that I've had. So for me and my agency, I am not the best salesperson. I'm not an amazing sales guy. It doesn't come naturally. That's just not my talent, right? So getting clients or landing more clients after you get a few is something that's very, very important to me, and it's like the linchpin of my business. And then solving fulfillment woes is another problem. And I see these as the two biggest problems in the local internet space. And by the local internet space, here's what I mean. You provide internet marketing or digital solutions primarily aimed at local clients. And let me tell you why. Actually, I'm going to get into it in a second. So if you would agree, if you have had challenges in the past, either landing clients or on a fulfillment angle, just let me know, whatever you want to say in the Q&A box, so I know that that resonates. And if it doesn't, I'll change focus a little bit. That's all. So let me know, and then I'll kind of speak to where you are. So, okay, good. Thank you, guys. Yeah, a lot of both. Yep. Okay, this helps a lot. Thank you very much for the interaction. Well, let's get going. This is just some background. Now you know about me. You know about kind of where we're going to take the call, and let's get going. When I speak about local internet marketing, I'm pretty passionate. I've been very fortunate to build, you know, a good quality of life for myself, my family, and a bit of help. I do a lot of volunteering. I've got involved locally in my community. I even ran for political office, which I won amazingly, and you know, a very much an unpaid kind of thing. And at the end of the day, I owe it all to internet marketing, and specifically local, because I've done a lot of things, and where I've had the most success is in the local space. And I really think it's the biggest opportunity on the planet. And yesterday I went into a lot of detail here. I gave you a lot of surveys and stats and reports and data. I'm not going to do that today. I just want you to suspend your disbelief and work with me that local is very much still happening. For those of you that didn't get around, you know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, you didn't miss it. As a matter of fact, the whole local internet phenomenon continues to grow dramatically, and it's getting bigger and better all the time. Regardless of what the affiliate marketers that are selling you products all the time, you know, they used to sell you local, then they sold you T-shirts, then they sold you Facebook products, then they sold you Amazon, then they sold you e-com and Shopify. If you know what I'm talking about, you can chuckle. But I promise you, if you just stay the course and really dive into the whole local internet marketing space, you're actually going to make a lot of money. Almost everybody will make a lot of money, not just the people that got in early. And what's intriguing about that, and I went into this yesterday, is this is an older chart, but I think it gives you the idea. Right now, online has tripled in the last 3 years, digital in the local space. It is now as big as radio, TV, and newspaper combined. Think about that for a minute. Radio, TV, and newspaper combined. So now you understand what we're dealing with, right? And so it creates this massive opportunity. This opportunity is unlike any other in the internet space, and it doesn't matter whether you join today and you're brand new in the local space, you've been doing it for 10 years. I don't care, and the opportunity in the market doesn't care either. Now, what's also important is that you understand you can sell anything you want. I'm not here to tell you one thing is better than another. I have my own favorites, and I'll keep them to myself, but multiple sources of income are very, very real. I call it a gold rush. So whether you're doing like press cable and you're doing authority and PR, or you're doing websites or leads or reputation, or the whole mobile phenomenon that's just been going berserk, SEO has been around forever, but it is so important, or video, which has also been on fire, clients will pay for these services. And they'll typically pay for more than one. So this is kind of where we are on the landscape. All right, I'm not going to get into this. Obviously, if you sell a couple clients, you're gonna do well on a recurring side. If you did a couple affiliate offers for 3 clients, you might only make $30 or $40 versus $3,000. So that's why I wanted to underscore it. Now, here's the rub, you guys. Here is the challenge in local internet marketing, and this is the challenge for everybody, whether you're an expert, a guru, a newbie, it doesn't matter. A naturally gifted salesperson, this is the struggle. How do you land clients fast? Because if you can't get clients and you can't do it in a systematic way, what you really have is a hobby, a pastime, or maybe a money pit, right? So give me another show of hands for those of you. You told me on the income level. For those of you that have clients, go ahead and type in, are you less than 10 clients or more than 10? And if you have a ton, type them in. If you have 0, you can put 0. It just helps me as we go through this next section. Okay, cool. Less than 0. I like that one. That is pretty important. Okay, 5. Yeah, that's a good deal. I love it, Ed. 30. Congrats, man. Okay, all over the board, primarily less than 10, and that helps. So this is where they struggle. This is that pit of despair. And if you look at this guy's face, he could be just like you and I. He could be like, oh man, what am I doing? Trying to get the whole sales thing figured out. Sure. Kay, which slide? I'd be glad to. Just let me know, and I'll go back to it for you. I don't know which one I missed. But so when people struggle on this, they truly struggle. And this disconnect right here probably stops the vast majority of people from succeeding. Okay? This single disconnect on the sales side. So a few people asked me to show, actually this one, a few people asked me to show the slide again, so let me do that because this is your training, not mine, and I'd be glad to do it. These are some of the things that we sell at our company, and I'll focus in on a few a little bit later, but I put this up so you guys can see it again. Okay, so now when salespeople, we just moved past that guy with the, the confused face, right? Imagine you're a superstar salesperson, which I am not, and I will admit that right now on the call with you. But if you're a superstar salesperson, you only spend like 40% of your time selling. This is from like some CRM magazine I got these stats from. I'll have to find it and I'll give it to Chris. Most of your time, like us, is not spent selling. And let's be real, in your business, how much time do you really, just, answer yourself, how much time do you really spend landing more clients? The answer is not enough. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Kay. And so the challenge these salespeople have, these professionals, these people, guys and girls that do it every day, is that they typically, the stats, the surveys show, it takes about 8.4 cold calls. I don't want to make any, but 8.4 cold calls to even get a live prospect on the phone. And when they actually get to talk to somebody live, it's like 20 seconds. They get maybe 20 seconds, and I think it's more like 10 to 12 before they get blown off, hung up on, or it just ends in a bad situation. And it's the same thing with the cold. If you walked in and met somebody, at the end of it, right? At the end of it, most people get less than 20 seconds. And this is what happens. They hear things like, I'm not interested. We've all heard that. And then the blow-off things like, I hadn't looked at it yet. Send me an email. Call me back later. So about 11% of the people that you do get to talk to are even interested. So if you start doing the math, it takes roughly 100, and this is the reason that everybody fails. If you take nothing else out of this call, give me 30 seconds of real attention right now. If it takes 100 calls to get to one interested person on average when you run the math. And most people aren't going to do 100 calls. It's not going to happen. Not happening. And that is where most people break down. They can't get enough opportunities, right? They can't get enough opportunities. And when you don't have enough opportunities, you can't get any clients, you don't make any money. So let me keep moving. What I want to talk about is somehow skipping all that craziness and taking a shortcut, right? I want to take a shortcut so that you can solve that sales pipeline problem. And I don't have a picture of it, but do me a favor. Imagine a funnel, and you guys have all seen those sales funnels, right? For you to land new clients, I don't care what you're doing, e-com, local, anything. For you to land new clients, you need a lot of prospects, a lot of leads at the top of the funnel. And then some of them are qualified, and some of them become hot, and some of them close. That's kind of what happens, okay? That's exactly what happens. Now, I promise you that when you make cold calls or a typical salesperson, what they don't have is 5 to 15 qualified prospects calling them every day. So think about it. If I asked all of you on the call, and be honest with me, and I'm the only one who's going to see this, so it's totally cool, would you rather call prospects or have a prospect call you? And go ahead and put it in the Q&A box so I know the kind of person, the kind, where your head is on that topic. Would you rather call a prospect cold or walk in cold, or would you rather them call you and say, hey, Kay, tell me more about that thing you're selling? Yeah, Arnold, right? Call me. Steve said call me. Sam said have them call me, of course. Right? For sure, Ed, I agree. Duh! Charisse, I totally agree. I know we chatted yesterday. Totally agree. Absolutely, like call me. So this is call tracking from the other day. You can see the date, a few days ago. And I don't know what we were prospecting this day, but you can see on Thursday we had over 15 calls, a little bit under 15 on Friday. Saturday had 20 calls. We had 2 or 3 on Sunday. We didn't answer them. We weren't here. Monday we had 5-ish, and we had just under 5 on Tuesday, right? When you look at that, if your local business, if your marketing agency has something like that in place, it's bringing you in daily people calling you or emailing you, then you got something going on that you can build off of, right? You can, like Eric said, you can position yourself in a better manner. When somebody calls you, there's a power shift that occurs. You're now answering their questions. You're now there to help them. You're not asking a favor like, can they give you a minute or two, right? You're not asking for that anymore. Now they're calling you. So this is an important shift. Now we can do it on demand. This is the other day as well, end of January. I just took some screenshots for this call. This is, in one day, we lit it up. I had a couple people answering the phone that day. We had 42 calls. Now, you don't want to do this because it may sound pretty cool to have 42 calls, but not really if it's just you. If you have a team, great. If you don't want 42 calls at all. But the beauty of this is, as you can see, in one day we did that, and so it's on demand. And on demand is pretty cool because if you got a free day, some of you may work a job, and you may only be at a prospect one day. So if I could bring you all the demand you wanted on that day, it'd be a lot better than on a day when you're actually at work, right? Now, in addition to you landing clients and having possible clients call you, I'm going to tell you the other problem. Remember at the beginning we talked about the 2 issues? One was getting clients and the other one was fulfillment. Here is one of my insurance agent clients. They got 65 calls in a week. Now that's pretty good. I will tell you that if I could give all of you, and work with me here, if I could give all of you right now, I snap my fingers, I could give you 15 clients each paying you, how about $950 each? 15 clients paying $950 each, I'm giving them to you, right? Some of you are pretty dang happy. You're like, hell yeah, I see it in the message box, right? But what are you going to do to fulfill and make these 15 clients happy? Yeah, Keith said, yes, please, right? I love it. Terry said, nice. So what if you had a service, the same service that helped you get those 15 clients, what if in a painless, simple, very, very easy manner, you could have that address fulfilling for those clients? So somebody asked me, Brian, how many hours a week do you work? And I got a small team, and I typically work 20 hours most weeks. I don't work 4 hours like that book or anything like that. I typically work 20 hours. And what do I get done? Well, a hell of a lot. I've got well over 150 clients. I don't know the exact number right now because we're adding them all the time. We lose one every now and then, but for the most part, we're on a nice upward trajectory. So when I can fulfill for 100+ clients without stressing out and know that I'm making their phone ring and I'm sending them leads, because a client doesn't want to be number one in Google. A client doesn't want anything other then more customers, more leads, more patients, etc., right? That's all they want. And when you do that, Chris is asking, or Lewis, this niche was insurance. I don't remember what exact messaging this was. This was to homeowners from an insurance agent client of ours to get them to call him back. But I don't know the specifics of the message on that. If I can find it before the end, I'll tell you. So if you can handle this, if you could actually take calls when clients call you when you're available, and let's call them prospects, not clients. If you could push a few buttons, fill out a few forms, and do this, then what we're doing on my team may be of interest to you. And I don't care if you're a newbie. A lot of you said you were newbies. A lot of you, there was a few of you that had a bunch of clients, 30 and 40. But it was all over the board, but a large percentage of you had less than 10, and a lot of people admitted to me they had 0. So whether you're selling B2C or B2B, good question, Steve, thank you, doesn't matter, right? You can do this. I know you can. I'm not even going to ask it because I know you can do it. So I want to tell you about my software platform called VoiceDrops, okay? And I'm going to show you some stuff. Yesterday I just told you about it. Today I'll try to do something a little bit different for the people that were here yesterday. So I'm going to tell you about it and how this can address whatever problem you have if it's one of these two things. I need clients so that I can get paid, and I need to fulfill for those clients. As long as there's one of those two things, we can help you. Great question, Nigel. Give me a minute. I'll come back to that. It's a very good question. So first, what is VoiceDrops? All we're doing is taking your marketing message, instead of having you make a cold call or a walk-in, right, or go speak at a networking group, you're going to deliver a voicemail message, and our software is going to send it out to prospects in the niche you want. So Nigel said, what businesses can I fulfill the easiest with? Let's just say it was insurance, because I was talking about that a minute ago. So we might send it out to 100 insurance agents, right? Now what's pretty cool, Nigel, is the voicemail is going to get onto their phone without ringing their phone. So that's kind of cool. So we're not robo-dialing them, so to speak, right? And you know what else? Since there's no call placed, we don't violate any of those legalities that are in the U.S. and Canada. There's a bunch of them. We don't violate those because we don't place a call, and I'll tell you more about it. What we do is bypass the phone and go right to voicemail, direct from our server, right, to the actual cell phone server, and we're using the language of the internet. We're using TCP/IP to email the voicemail message. Oh, Nigel, I'll help you with that. That's a very good question. I'll answer it in detail. So, all right. Give me a 1 if you understand what we're doing. We're not calling people. We're using TCP/IP to take a voicemail and send in the niche of your choice to their voicemail box. Does that make sense to everybody? Good, cool, thank you guys. So what happens is the ones that are interested, that get your voicemail, that actually want to talk to you for whatever reason, they will call you back. It's not a live call where they press 1 to be transferred or any of that craziness. They will actually call your number back and say, Nigel, I'm interested. Can you tell me more? And great question, Stacy. I'm going to get to that in 1 sec. Thank you. I see it, though. So since we don't make a call, we're compliant with all the various rules that you see here. And I'm sure I'll talk about them during Q&A. So let's talk about it. Kind of how do you do it? This is our membership site. Well, this is a screen grab out of it, at least. And at the bottom, you can see pick a niche. You know, we have vouchers where you get credits. But pick a niche. So let's say you were doing insurance. I'm going to stick with that example with Nigel. And you're going to use one of our scripts or write your own And then we have an optional done-for-you service, and I'll tell you all about these parts in a few minutes. And then we're going to send it out for you, or you could do it yourself. So why don't I take a second and just show you rather than tell you, and then I'm going to play a few messages that answer Nigel's question. So let me see here. All right. Yeah, Corey, usually that's a device issue. I'd be happy to explain it, chat about it later with you. So, and I'll answer your question, Naga, as well, because the answer is I'm going to give them to you. So let me show you this. Let me show you this. So now my team will, and I'll tell you about it at the end, will optionally do everything for you. So what if I call it Nigel Insurance? Sorry, Nigel. And I'm very creative, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So Nigel, I'm going to have you call in. Yes, Rumalad, I will have a recording for you at the end. I apologize if you're having any audio issues. Sometimes if you log out and back in, that'll solve it. So I'm going to have you dial this number, enter in a PIN code, and save your message. This is the message that's going to go out. Now you could also record it on your phone or your computer and just upload it, right? You don't have to do it this way. This is the easy way, though. And so that's pretty easy. Dial a number, enter a PIN, leave a message. Doesn't get much easier, right? I'm going to have you set what's called a caller ID. So you want to know what phone number do you want to have the call come from, right? So if you want the phone to come from a tracking number, you put that in. If you want it to come from your cell phone number, no, but you could put that in. So, all right, pretty easy. I think all of us here could type in a phone number and hit save. I'm pretty sure. And, right? All right. Now then there's the list, right? You need a list. So I want you to name the list. Now the best part about it, at the end, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give you the list. So, but I need you to know, if you're going to do it yourself, I need you to give the list a name and upload it. And I would want you to scrub against our do not call integration by hitting yes. Okay? Easy. All you do is upload the list, right? All right. Mike, I see it. I'll come back to you if that's cool. All right. And I didn't create a campaign, but you can create a campaign, give it date ranges. We can schedule, start, stop. We can put in a message. We do all this right here on this screen. And that's it. It's a little wizard that walks you through it. In about 5 minutes, you're done. Okay? That's it. You're done. Here's a great question, Kaza. Do you need to have the prospect's phone numbers before the system can call? Yes, you have to have a list of phone numbers. And I'll talk to that, but I'm glad you asked. Can this be sent to cell phones too? Dean, absolutely. Matter of fact, the response rate is through the dang roof on the cell phone side. Yes, Stan, to a mobile phone. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, let me go back. I'm just showing you kind of the simplicity. I'm talking 5 to 7 minutes. But Nigel asked me, and I want to play, with your permission, I'm actually going to play a few messages. And if you can't hear, I need you to tell me because it's just me on here with you. So I need somebody to let me know that either they can hear or they don't hear. So I'm going to show you some sample calls to your clients. All right? I'm going to show you right now. Let's see. Where did I put those? Got a lot of windows open. All right. I got the sound turned up as loud as I can do it. And all right.
How you doing, Gary? Not too bad. How are you? Sorry, say that again? I said, no, I said, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Doing well. I turned down my heater in my room. So, yeah, you know, I don't know, did you say you did listen to the voicemail? Yeah, listen to it. You're a real, I guess you're a real estate broker, right? Yep, I am. And you have interest in houses in my area, apparently. Yeah, I'm working with, you know, some home buyers in the area who are interested in, you know, kind of purchasing homes, flipping them, getting them ready for springtime, so forth, that sort of thing. So, you know, just reaching out, seeing if you've ever given any thought to selling your home or, you know, moving out. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I'm assuming that you know where I live, right? In Windermere? In Windermere, you said? Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I didn't have it in front of me. It doesn't. I wish I had it.
So this call goes on.
No, it's kind of a. Buy one. I'm from South Carolina. We have now. We go there quite a bit. And, you know, my kids are going to college next year. I was to swing by and, you know, have a look at the home. Do that.
It goes on and on. You could hear this realtor is getting a call from a consumer that got his message that might be interested in listing his house. So that was that call. Let me check this one, you guys.
You called my cell number?
I did, yeah. I think I left you a voicemail. Just giving you a quick call about real estate in the area right now. Let you know that home sales are on the rise, and didn't know if you were a homeowner or not. And
we are.
I wanted to see if you wanted a pretty certified market analysis to understand the value of your home. And I did, giving you a quick call if you were a homeowner, certified market analysis to understand the value of your home, and didn't know if you were in the market to buy or sell in the near future.
Well, we own it outright.
Okay.
But we own another piece of property too that we're going to sell eventually here.
All right, I'm going to stop it and not play, but now he goes on and they have a whole discussion about another house. So that's another lead. Let me play this one. This is to renters. Imagine if you're a realtor and you can get renters to call you.
I'm a real estate agent with Remax Advantage Plus, and I'm holding an open house this weekend that's perfect for first-time home buyers. Do you currently own or do you rent?
No, I rent.
Anyway, it goes on and on that one, where she eventually sets up an appointment to meet with the guy. Now, Andrew asked about playing some outbound, so let me play a couple outbound, Andrew.
This is Dan Evans calling. I need to speak to you about your insurance coverage. Please call me. My number is 555-1212. Again, this is Dan Evans. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dan. So could you hear that one, Andrew? Yeah, this is all live, Joe. Yeah, it was harder to hear you guys. I agree. It's hard to make them play through this thing well. Let's see.
This is Dan Evans calling. I need to speak to you about your insurance coverage. Please call me. My number is 555-1212. Again, this is Dan Evans. Thank you.
All right, guys. So what I was doing was playing some messages. Sounds like you could hear some of them, but not all of them. But I was playing some messages so you can get a flavor of outbound messages. You can get a flavor of inbound messages, and I can share that to you because I want you to understand how is this working, right? So let me tell you more. Let me tell you more, and you just keep firing questions, and I will make sure I answer them all, and I'll come back to any one that didn't make sense along the way. So I told you about the problem with that whole funnel thing, right? You can't get enough business or make any money in internet marketing if you don't get any clients. I don't care if you're e-com, affiliate marketing, but what we're talking about tonight is local marketing. If you don't get clients, you don't get paid. So the challenge is how to get more prospects and contacts and leads, right, so that you can close some deals. Okay? Yeah, and if you don't have a list, totally cool, Terry, and I'm going to help you. Matter of fact, I'm going to give it to you. So it's a good question. So what you have to do is land a few clients, all right? Let me give you an example. If you reach out, this example is insurance, I think, on this slide. All right, you reach out to 750 agents. Maybe that's over the course of a week. You're not going to do that in one day. I mean, Superman on this call might, but most of us aren't going to do that in one day. So we might ration off 150 or so a day. And you're going to say about 94% is the statistics that will listen to the message. Most are going to delete, right? That's the truth. Most are going to delete. About 8%, it depends on the script. 8% on this script example will call you back. So that's about 56 people. So most people say, a lot of the stats out there say you close about 1 out of every 5 people, prospects, right? Now, I don't close 1 out of every 5. I'm not really that good, and honestly, I don't. So if you said you close about 1 out of every 8, which is a little more accurate for me, if you have 56 conversations and you close 1 out of 8, you're going to get around 6, 7 new clients. Do that math for a second. In a week, you're going to drip out some voicemails using the system, okay? People are going to call you up on the phone. If you split those 50 over 5 days, if you did this many, you'd be looking about 10 calls a day, right? And you're going to close some of the people you talk to, but definitely not all the people, unless you're that rare bird that's just plain just amazing, and that's not most of us. So for those of you that have 0 clients, you're using the power of numbers. You're using our system to get your marketing out to people, and it's really a numbers game. But the numbers that are interested are going to call you, and the people you talk to, some are going to be interested and some aren't. That's it. Garrett, I'll hit yours in a minute. I see it, but let me come back to it for sure. Now, what if you had a roofing company? Somebody asked me about contractors on here. So what if you had a roofing company and you're like, holy cow, I saw what you were doing with realtors, Brian. What about roofers or other contractors? Nigel mentioned AC. Nigel, I do a lot of work with AC because my little brother owns an AC company. So, all right, so let's see. 1,500 consumers. I'm just making this number up right now, okay? All right. 94% will listen. And I'm going to say that the callback rate is low. Let's say our script was not very good. So my not very good ones do about 2%. So now you get 28 callbacks out of 1,400. God, that's horrible, right? But first of all, roofer salespeople are way better at selling than you and me. Let's say they close 1 out of 5. That means they're going to land roughly 5 new jobs. And if they're not very good, and they close 1 out of 8 like you and me, then they might only get 3 or 4 jobs. But you get the point. They're only talking to people that call them. Yes, Stan just kind of hit it on the nose. I'm gonna share. Stan said, holy moly, how much to charge a client per lead? Stan, I'll talk about it in a minute. And yes, you're right, depending on the niche. So, somebody earlier, and I don't remember who it was, it's literally just me, so I'm the only one answering your questions, you guys. So, support for cell phone? Yes, check. Can I get your voicemail to a voice over IP phone? Yes, check. Can I go to a landline? That was a few of you asking. Yes, check. So, all right. All right, if they do not have a voicemail, then you're out of luck. Okay? If they don't have a voicemail, but everybody has a voicemail, so you're pretty much okay on that. But it was a fair situation. Let me give you some social proof. And I'm sorry for the bad graphics. I'm not very good at graphics, you guys, but I thought the yellow arches of McDonald's kind of told a story. When I was a kid, it used to say like over like 70 billion served, right? It was some ridiculous number. And what happened is they've now sold so many that they just say billions and billions served. Okay? Billions and billions. So I don't have billions, but I got a couple hundred clients, and I can share some with you. Here's a gentleman named Ed. Ed is in outside of Denver, and he was actually in the automotive space. So he landed some automotive dealers, and these car dealers, looks like 3 dealers, he got $2,500 each. 2 of the 3 upgraded to $3,500. And so what is he doing for these car dealers? He's taking their leads, the people that already, you guys want to know something hilarious? He's taking their leads, people that already call in, and calling them back with a message from the general manager and getting the leads to call back in again. Yes, Sam, yes. And Joe, that's actually very good. I can tell you a lot more about it, but probably not 100% on this call. Let me save yours for later. We can talk about it. I see it. So car dealers, all right, different than what we've been talking about. This one's special to me because it is one that I sold. $5,000 a month, and I'm doing 10,000 voice drops a month for this client, this car dealer. The fulfillment takes, ready for this? About 4 to 5 minutes to fulfill. Okay? No, I understand, Joe. Yeah, I'm going to walk you through it, and your succinct explanation is pretty spot on, but we'll talk about it. So this dealer needs more people. You can see this room on a Saturday when I went over. There's nobody there. They needed more people in the used car area, and they needed more people in the service department, and they're willing to spend money. Here's one of our members, Heck With Me, over-delivering for clients. So November 8th, Bud started that Monday on a 12-location franchise test. Now, a lot of what I do in my business is franchise-related. And what I mean by franchise is a cookie-cutter work for people that are part of the same franchisee network, right? So Bud tried it out himself. And he said the feedback from these 12 locations, they did not expect so many calls. And they're actually asking, can they get less? Oh, Carlos, great question. I'll come back. So that's Bud. The client goes, can you slow it down? How many of you have ever done so good at your marketing that the client says, can you just slow it down right now? You don't have to answer, but it's pretty funny, right? I don't know what Bud's is. Mine is a retail franchisee, Scott. I don't know what Bud's is, actually. Yes, Nigel, to your question, yes. Here is Brian Dunn. I don't know Brian, but I know he's in North Carolina. And this was like the first day when he started. And I thought it was funny. I grabbed it out of Facebook. No kidding. Within 30 seconds of my first campaign, which, by the way, only had 9 numbers, I already had an appointment scheduled. The call came in so fast it surprised me. He said, what happened? Now, he tried the system on his own phone number. He said, what happened is that even though there's no actual call, a cell phone shows it as a missed call, right? So there's a voicemail, and some people will call back without even playing the voicemail. He had a great conversation, etc., right? Boom. Scott Jones got 10 calls the first couple hours, 3 of which were great leads, right? All right, that's awesome. I don't know these guys at all. I'm just grabbing their names from our Facebook group. Brian Gibbs, first day, got his first response, scheduled to talk next week, and he makes a good observation. It's great when a prospect is open to talking, and that goes a long, long way. Because remember, you're not calling them, they're calling you. Okay? Yeah, Sharice, that's a very good list. Ken Manerick, I met this guy at a live event before, really nice guy. I just remember how tall he was. And anyway, got my first sale, so I grabbed his. That was in the first 2 days from him joining. Now, how many of you, give me a show of hands, yes or no, how many of you would agree that real estate is not a good niche for internet marketing, and they're deadbeats in general, and they don't want to pay any money, and they're just a waste of your time? Either you agree with that or you've heard that a bunch of times, right? Yeah, I don't agree either, Randy, but I'm just saying a lot of people say that. Feast or famine, agree, yeah. Now, I used to I used to think like that. All right? I'm going to show you just a few people. Steve Johnson up in Minnesota, which is really, really cold if you're not from the U.S. I forgot to ask you guys where everybody's from, but it's okay. So another deal getting done from sending messages to 90 agents, and he shared a screenshot with an agent there. Glenn Johnson over on the right. After 20 minutes, I paused the campaign. I only delivered 50 messages. I talked to 2 people, got 6 more callbacks. Shane at the bottom, I've got 3 more in my pipeline, right? Okay. David Hebert is one of those Patriots fans, right? Good guy. He's a nice guy, though. Even though I'm a Falcons guy, he's a nice guy. So he was at my live event a week or so ago. And I think what's pretty cool is David owns a carpet cleaning company and a local internet agency. So he booked 3 jobs for his carpet cleaning company in like 10 minutes at about $600 a ticket. All right. This one was pretty good too, and I won't spend that much more of your time on this, you guys, but I want you to see that random people that I actually don't know the vast majority of these people. I think social proof's important because I can say all I want to you on this call, and you could believe most of what I say perhaps, but I think it's important for you to hear from other people. And maybe I'll do a call where I get some people on live someday, but it's always hard to ask at night for people to take time away. So I love this one. My phone rang for 15 straight minutes. How many of you ever have 15 minutes ever in your local internet marketing career where your phone just rang with prospects? Yeah, Clifton, right? So I never had, honestly, until a few years ago. Never. But I think you get it, right? We're going to solve that problem that I spoke of at the beginning. And I'm not kidding. Every single one of you, not the ones that are good or good salespeople, every one of you will have more prospects than you can handle. You will struggle. Your problems will go. This is an example of a problem you need, I promise. You will go from not having enough business or activity or clients to, holy cow, how do I keep up with everything? What do you use for tracking? What's your favorite pipeline tool? How do you bill your clients? That is going to be the questions you ask, right? No voice? Jeez, you guys, that's GoToWebinar, not me. Can you hear me now? I see it, though. Thanks for the feedback, Dennis. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep watching the Q&A box. Okay. All right. So, moving on, right? I'm just going to assume that you are ready and you do want to know more and that you want to understand how to kind of cash in, so to speak, on the whole local marketing opportunity. Because right now, I don't care how much you know, if you can't get clients, you don't really have a business, and it didn't work in the way you want it to work. I know it and you know it. All right. So I've got 2 flavors. My software platform, I have 2 flavors. I've got my standard voice drops, and I give you a white label, right? I let you brand it. And I have my premium edition, and I'm going to talk about them on the next slide so you can understand the difference. And for those of you who were here yesterday, yeah, Dean, all over Canada, you're cool and legal, yes. All right, so standard and premium. I've got 2 versions of the same software, right? Standard. I'm going to give you white label. Every one of you. You don't have to be the first one to buy or any of that silliness. I'm going to give you white label access. I'm going to let you have as many users as you want. Okay? I'm going to let you deliver voicemail messages to cell phones. I'm going to give you full branding, right? So you can put your logo and your name or whatever you want to call it, right? I'm going to let you create and deliver ringless voicemails. I'm going to let you use my server-to-server file transfer so that you're not ringing the phone, okay? I'm going to give you reporting. I'm going to give you something called dynamic rehashing. So what I mean by that is If you did 500 numbers and 350 went through okay, I'm going to let you push a button and take the other 150 and kind of hit them again. Automatically build a new list out of it and then hit them again. And I'm going to give you access to our DNC compliance, so if you're in the U.S., you avoid any kind of legality issue. Okay? That's my standard edition. And it's super affordable. Don't get scared. You don't have to run. Nobody's going to hit you with any big numbers, any of that. So, yeah, you're good. Premium edition. And this is virtually the same cost, guys. I'm going to give you every feature of the standard edition I just told you. But now with the white label, I'm going to give you unlimited sub-accounts and unlimited users like you have. So now you could create custom logins for your clients. You can brand it with their info when they log in. I'm also going to give you the custom caller ID so you can tweak the caller ID on what number shows when you make the voice drops. I'm also going to give you ringless voicemail and landline support. And I'm going to give you cell phone, landline, and voice over IP. I'm also going to give you our technology that will auto-detect whether the number is a cell phone, landline, or voice over IP. All right? Okay. Yep, no second mortgage needed. No second mortgage needed, you guys. You're going to be happy with me. I'm also going to give you advanced scheduling. You can set your drops to go out, let's just say between 10 and noon, and you could have it only a certain day of the week. If you have a full-time job and you're off on Saturdays, or you only work till 4 on Thursdays, we can work through all that kinds of stuff. And John's asking the important question. Brian, where do we get the phone numbers to drop? I'm going to address that for you too, John, in a minute. But good question. I'm also going to give you a little bit more advanced DNC compliance. I'm going to give you everything I got, basically. I'm going to give you the kitchen sink, I guess, so to speak, right? So that's it. You got standard, you got premium. Now, I don't care if you buy standard or premium. You see the feature difference. I do a lot of split testing. Somebody said, Brian, how did you get 8% callback? And why is that one 2? And I didn't answer that question because I knew I had another slide coming. Okay? So I do all these split tests. I don't know if you ever heard of a guy named Matt Basak? Matt's actually in the other office. He may even be here in the office right now. I don't know if he's here or not. But he motivated me to do a bunch of split testing. So Matt's a friend of mine. We're in the same office. He lives near me a couple miles away. And I was learning from a lot of his email split testing strategies. And I said, I can do the same thing. I can kind of take it to heart and do the same thing. And I'm doing these on the script level. So when you say, like, this is insurance, right? All right? All right. So when you say, hey, what's going on here? What script performs better? Sorry, I got hung up there. What script performs better? So I don't know. And a lot of times you and I think we know what's going to work best. We think we know. But until you test it with hundreds, if not thousands of people, you don't really know what gets the best results. So if you look on the screen, Lori's script, which was one of my favorites, only got 17 callbacks. Okay. Absolutely, Arnold. No, we'll talk about it. But 81, this guy Brian, who's not me, got 81. I didn't like his script, even though he got 81, and I wouldn't use it. But he got 81 callbacks. Doug got 48. I like Doug's a lot, and I've been using Doug's. So what I did is I got a bunch of members together, and we dreamt up about 20-odd scripts, and I ate the cost of testing them all. And I tested them all out for everybody. And I just share the results back, right? So as you can see here, split testing is very important because the difference between 17 and 81 calls is a heck of a lot of difference. And I got all kind of scripts. If you do PPC or authority, like with Press Cable, PR, base income, something internal, a product I did, If you do mobile or lead gen is so hot, you guys, and a few people were asking me about it. Maybe you do reputation. I actually have a bunch of people involved in a solar network marketing company called Solar City. We've got some scripts there. Website, selling websites, real estate, insurance, roofing, mortgage, cars, medical, legal, all kinds of stuff, right? At the end of the day, you gotta test. So I talked about the two software platforms. I told you for this call, I'm giving you guys branding. Either one, I'm giving you branding. Either one. All right? Now, here's the answer to a lot of your questions. I have a monthly fee subscription group. All right? I'm going to give you 30 days access if you decide to try one of our two software platforms. 30 days of our Platinum Access. And it's $197 a month, just so you know how much the Platinum Access is. But here's what I'm going to give you, John and everybody else. I'm going to give you custom list creation. What does that really mean? That means my whole team that's here in Atlanta, almost everybody's here in Atlanta. I got a few offshore. I'm going to give you access to all my databases, my business lists, my consumer lists, U.S. and Canada. I can do business anywhere in the world, business and consumer in U.S. and Canada. I'm talking, like, imagine if you wanted to reach homeowners that were female between 30 and 50 in these 10 zip codes, boom. Or what if you only wanted to, if you were Nigel and you wanted to reach AC companies with a message, or you wanted to try to land insurance clients, we can do that. Or you wanted to do medical marijuana or something like that, which is kind of hot in the U.S. with the laws changing. And what we do is we actually do it all for you, guys. We'll create the list and load it right into your account so you don't have to do anything to find the numbers. Ah, geez. I hope you can hear me. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing your feedback, you guys, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm going to keep talking, and if it fades out, I will be here when you come back. A lot of people said that I never broke up, so maybe it was okay. So I'm going to give you this kind of stuff. This is a bonus. I'm also going to give you unlimited done for you. So as part of the bonus, I'm going to do full campaign management for you from my team, not yours. So I don't know how many of you have a bunch of employees and whatnot, but I've got a bunch of employees that do this every single day. And they're pretty good at it. I'm talking, our team will record your scripts if you want us to, English or Spanish. We'll manage the campaign. We'll create the lists. We'll get it loaded. We will do everything but close the deals for you. I will tee it up with the lists, both to find clients and fulfill for clients. And we'll let you access all of our split testing data so you know already what works. Okay? Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Oh, no. When I give you a list, I'll give you whatever kind of list you need, not Atlanta. If you said you needed Boise, Idaho, or you needed Albuquerque insurance agents or mortgage people in Boston or car dealerships in Phoenix, I don't care. We'll create anything you need. We're pretty good at it. Let me give you an example of how it works. So this is a screenshot in the members area. I want to generate a list of businesses I can contact. I want you to generate a list of consumers. Okay? It's a choice. It brings you to a form, and I just decided to show you one. If you guys are Press Cable members, you probably know how it works, how you kind of build your press release, right? It's the same idea. You fill out a pretty simple form. You answer some questions. Like you give me, in the business case, you give me the zip code or mileage radius. Right? Right now we're doing city, area code, and zip codes, right? So you could do zip code, you could do these 10 zip codes, or et cetera, right? You can give me the business or SIC code, whatever it may be. And then one of my fulfillment team, this is, I have two Vanessas. I have 3 offshore employees, one of which is named Vanessa, and they're really good, actually. So she usually does some of the custom stuff. You'll get an email pretty quick. It'll, a couple hours after you request. Thank you for using our Done For You service. Here's the list you requested. The list is now associated with your VoiceDrops account. Anytime you'd like, you can see all the lists you want. You'll have a personal library of every list you've ever asked for stored for you, okay? All right. And somebody just said, Brian, show me a list. I was thinking you'd ask that, so I decided to show you a list. So this is Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know what the criteria was. This is a real list for somebody today. I don't actually know. I know who it's for, but I don't know what it was for. You can see name. That field with the hexadecimals there, the number signs, that was a phone number field. I hid that on purpose. Address. You can see the value. That's their income, their predicted income range, and their age. So, okay. Oh, Sharice, I'll come back and answer that, but let me come back on that one. So this is just a sample of the list. Now, the third bonus I'll give you, everybody can have. There's no cutoff or any of that jazz. I'm going to let you join our Elite Voice Drops Mastermind. It's elite because I say so, and it wasn't ranked by some magazine or anything, but I like to think it's pretty good because the members are making money, and we spend a lot of time working with these people. We do pricing strategy and assistance, sales assistance. We help you on proposals. I share a bunch of proposals on our end that are working. We basically try to help you. We also we share case studies, and have you ever said, God, I wish I had a reference? Well, we share references too. We really do try to help each other. So I also do live event every couple months. And the difference between most live events and this one is this is completely free. So you don't actually pay anything. You just sort of come, you get immersed in the training, we do some real world stuff on your business, some networking, so a couple speakers, usually not that many, mostly it's interactive, and that's it. I usually pick up the tab as much as I can for dinners and lunches, and we kind of hang out. So, all right. The fourth bonus I'm going to do, and I'm going to answer all your questions. I see them, you guys. I'm just trying to stay on track. The fourth bonus, a lot of you, give me a 1 in the Q&A box if you are using Press Cable. Skyranker, Press Cable. All right, a lot of you. Me too. Me too. So I'm going to do some custom scripts. I'm going to give you like a Press Cable integration jumpstart. So I'm going to take Voice Drops and marry it to Press Cable and show you how to sell a hell of a lot of Press Cable. I don't know how many credits you guys have and how many done for you, written press releases and stuff you have, but I bet you all have a lot. I'm going to show you how to sell a ton of them so you actually make money with all those credits, right? Yeah, Stacy said I have it, but I haven't used it. That's okay. Well, Stacy, I'm going to show you how to take Voice Drops and get people calling you to buy that service from you. I'm going to split test it all. I'm going to give you the case study and let you copy it. So easy. I'm going to make it easy. You're going to sell a bunch of Press Cable for sure. Chris is going to love me. Now I'm also going to give you another software package I have. So I actually built this. This is a pretty cool product. It's called Fresh Lead Extractor. And it's a Facebook Open Graph tool. And what it does is it's designed to grab information from Facebook using the Open Graph API. No scraping. Okay? Highly accurate. The numbers and email addresses are almost 100%. I've been testing it for a long time. Very, very accurate. So I'm going to give you this tool, unlimited use for you and your team. Now, I'm actually releasing a new version, you're very lucky, at the end of the month, that's going to add in a bunch of other data sources that you can pull. This will allow you basically to pull your own highly targeted lists using our technology. Dentists and chiropractic, absolutely. But I'm going to give it to you for free as part of this. There's no extra fee. There is no upsell or anything like that, you guys. So I'm just going to give you this as well. So these are the bonuses I put together. I want to go to questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the link. Oh, you guys, I went slightly longer than I wanted. I wanted to get you the link a minute ago, but I was taking questions along the way. So let me put it in here, but hold tight for just a second. Thanks, Alex. Alex is actually helping me now, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. So voicedrops.net/CJ for Chris and Jay. So, but hang tight. Now, I did this yesterday, and we ran out on the first call. So some of you lost out on that. Chris called me this morning, and so did Jay, and I agreed to do this fast action bonus. So the first 20 of you that buy our software, I'm going to give you some credits. I'm going to give you 1,500 cell phone and 2,500 landline and voice over IP credits. So you're going to be able to, on my dime, land clients. As you remember, if you send 150 a day, 750 over the course of a week, you're probably going to land, you're going to have a lot of conversations. This is enough to keep you busy for 4 or 5 weeks, taking calls and landing clients. I figured it'd be useful, right? Yeah, Randy, absolutely. Randy Clark, sure. Yeah, John, I'll take care of you too, John. Just let me know your name and email, and I'll make sure you have it. All right. So, you guys, I'm going to give you, each drop is a credit. I'm going to give you 1,500, thank you, Nigel, 1,500 cell phone and 2,500 landline or VoIP, okay? So that's for the first 20 of you. And for the John who didn't get the bonus yesterday, I'm a man of my word. I will give that to John, but I will make this available right now for the first 20 of you. I'm going to give you the credits in addition to the software. So now what I want to do, I'll tell you about a money-back guarantee. Well, one, you won't ever want it. You won't want your money back. But if you do, you, of course, I have a money-back guarantee. I believe in that. So let me show you something. I'm going to show you the sales page so you understand. Marketing fluff at the top. Fluff. All right, here's the meat. Let's get to the meat. Choice 1 or choice 2, standard or premium. $197 or $297. So no $1,000, nothing crazy, nothing like that. $197 for the standard, or I told you it wasn't much more, $297 to get everything. Right? So, those are your choices. Now I'm also going to give you, I'm going to give the first, right? I got to reset that, not 02, that's 20, my fault. I'm going to give you access to our Platinum Done For You. I'm going to give you unlimited lists. I'm going to give you Done For You fulfillment. I'm going to give you everything you need, the mastermind group, split-tested script, sales training, marketing, everything you need to take technology, which is really awesome, but it doesn't make you money. It's the strategy and the technology that will make you money. And I'm going to connect all the dots for you. No, thank you, Sharice. And I appreciate that. So $197 or $297, you can optionally never buy anything again other than credits. Now, if you decide to do the monthly, I'm going to give you the first month for free so you don't have to think about it. And I'm going to wow you. My goal is to wow you to the point that you're landing clients and you're blown away. That's my goal. But I also, what it doesn't show here, every month you'll get additional credits as part of your Done For You subscription. So not only will my team do everything for you, including build your lists, including load them, including recording your scripts, but we will also give you credits to use as well every month. So that, my friends, is the offer, and I appreciate all the questions. And now I will answer all of the questions that I didn't get to along the way. I just need to take a breather for a second and see what we're doing here. So, all right. I'm going to start from the top. All right. I'm going to go right to the top. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to leave this on the screen, and I'm going to go right here at the top, and I'm going to just answer questions. All right, first question. All right, Chris said, what was the niche, pitch, and what was it on that example with all the calls at the beginning? That was insurance. And Chris, that was Medicare insurance from an insurance person selling consumers. So that's what that was at the beginning. I got an update on that. Can you do business to business? Yes. Does this work in Canada? Yes. Can you help me in the UK? Yes. All right. I mean, can I fulfill, Nigel said, can I fulfill and get customers for insurance agents or realtors? Yes. Does it have to only be a mobile phone number? I'm going to go fast, you guys. I know a lot of people take too long. They just repeat everything to you, right? Does it have to be a mobile phone number? No. I told you landline and voice over IP. I've used this platform or that platform, and somebody told me the phone would still ring. Certain handsets, certain phone devices make a ringing noise. And it's like a fraction of a ring. Not all, some. Nothing to do with our platform, anybody else's, right? It's just kind of how it goes. All right, so next, can this be sent to cell phones too? Dean said many people do not have landlines. Dean, once again, I will tell you guys, if I had to rank them, cell phones, best response, voice over IP second, then landline. But if you told me that all I could do was landline, I would still be happy. And that's being transparent. Okay. Somebody said, another one, yeah, just reiterating, we can do cell phone, voice over IP, and landline. All right, I played a bunch of the drops. I don't want to do that again right now. Yes, webinar's live. This is what night of the week is it? It's Thursday at 8:19 in the East Coast U.S. Can the system allow PR? Andrew, I'm not 100% sure on what you mean on that, but if you tell me more, I'll come back and answer that one. Terry said, what if you don't have a list? Can you get a list through you? Yes. I tried to explain it, but I can get you any list you need, and my team will do it for you. Now, I charge for that, but for the first month, I'm going to let you have it for free, and I'm going to give you as many as you want. I literally have some members that hit me with 2 or 3 or 5 every day. I will tell you what, how many of you have ever been in an internet marketing program, a product, etc., and you told you that most people are like that? Well, guess what? With our product, most people are not like that. Almost everybody uses our product, and almost nobody refunds. Typical internet marketing products have a 10 to 20% refund rate. Our product is always less than 1%. Now, you may say, why? Because it works. I told you it'll get you prospects calling you. It does that. I told you you can fulfill with it. And I don't care if you have 5 clients or 50. That's why there's no refunds. Will this work for contractors? Contractors is an extremely good niche. So whether you're AC, roofing, plumbing, electricians, any of the contractors, fencing, septic tank, right? Those kind of businesses, you will be able to close contractors like crazy. Here's an interesting one. Brian, do I have to sell voice drops as a service? No. You could use voice drops to land clients. You can sell authority press releases. You can sell video. You can sell SEO. I don't care what you sell. Cool. Oh, Carlos has a great question. Is it best, thank you, Carlos, is it best to leave a message with a return phone number or a website address? Carlos, I've split tested that one to death. Phone number. But if you want to leave a website address, you will drive traffic to the website. But if you expect to close, the best thing you do if you drive traffic to a website, Carlos, is make it more of an opt-in and not try to sell. Because it's hard to go straight to a sell. You can, and I've done it, but your number 1 result will be to get them to call you back. Your number 2 would be to get them to go to a website. I have a retail client franchise with 100+ locations, Scott. All right, what's the profit margin when we buy more credits? Credits are anywhere between 1.5 and 4 cents a credit. So if you did 500 drops a week, right, as an example, what would that cost you if you weren't on a subscription? If you said, hey, Brian, I don't want to ever buy anything ever again. All right. and you did 100 drops a day for a week, you're probably about $17 to do that. Okay? All right. How do you leave a voicemail when a secretary answers the phone? Hey, you guys, we have 6 left. Thank you, Alex, for the update. Or actually, that was Vanessa. So 6 left with the credit package. So if you're on the fence, I want to be open about that. So if you're going to a business that has a gatekeeper, a medical office, right, and or a law firm, I like to send the messages at like 6 p.m., 5:30 to 6 in their time when the secretary's gone. Because otherwise, Steve, you're right, it's pretty tough. Now, if it's a cell phone, it doesn't matter if they had a secretary. Like a lot of contractors that have receptionists are really on cell phones, and it's fine. But on a landline phone, they would actually hear the message, and you don't really want that. So we have all kind of strategies to address that. Cherise said she has a list of 3,000 local businesses that all started in the last 12 months. That's like a home run waiting to happen. So I think you should share it with me and tell me about it. But I like that. But on a serious note, we can actually get new businesses and stuff too. But it is a very good list, and I do a lot of that myself. Is real estate a good niche? You mentioned it earlier. Yes, it's a very, very good niche. Is insurance good? You mentioned that. Yes. Insurance, real estate, mortgage, traditional SEO, those are not the best niches. They're really good here. You can land lots of clients and make pretty good money. What about what to charge? All right, Keith, when I think about what to charge, all right, we have 3 left. Thank you, Vanessa. When I think about what to charge, I think about, am I charging them per lead or am I charging a flat fee? When I charge per lead, what I typically do, and this is all in our members area, is I look at other places. Like, let's say you're selling to contractors. What's that company? Help me. Service Magic, now called Home Advisor. I look at what they charge for shared leads, and I usually charge less than that for exclusive. But I provide a lot of feedback and strategy around that point. Now on flat fee, I like flat fee in a lot of industries. And you may say, I want to make it per lead. And that's right. There's no wrong answer. Both are right. All right. What about doctors and medical? You guys, I've hit a gold mine on doctors and medical. And I'm going to prove it rather than just tell you. All right. We have 2 left. So hang on a second. 2 left of the credit packages. If you're cool, I want to show you something. There's only 100 or 200 left. So let me show you guys. All right, let me show you this. Yes, Terry. Brian Higgins, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you later. Just let me know if you don't. All right, let me show you something kind of interesting. All right, I'm going to show you something. All right. When I said I'm doing medical, a lot of internet marketers talk a lot of schmack. They're so full of it that even I can't handle listening to some of the calls. So I sponsor a local, I'm a sponsor of a local hospital's event this weekend, a gala, so to speak. It's a fundraiser for the hospital. Saturday, you see the screen, Saturday, February 11th, Piedmont Fayette Gala. It's a hospital, Piedmont Fayette Hospital, right? It opened in 1997. It's a fundraiser, okay? My company's Media Mash. Here's my company. I'm a silver sponsor, just like Georgia Urology, North Atlanta Surgical, Metro Atlanta Ambulance, etc. You see some other sponsors, Pathology, etc. Now, why would I be doing that? Why would I do that? Why? I want somebody to tell me why. Doctors, you want to know why, you guys? Because I'm sponsoring their event, and you want to know what else? Man, I've got the system to get patients for doctors. Because you know what's happening in America? there's a lot of uncertainty about President Obama's ACA or Obamacare, right? Who knows what Trump's going to do? I don't really know or care, but this uncertainty is creating a massive opportunity. And how is that an opportunity? This opportunity is to fulfill, right? Matter of fact, I have a release coming out. One of my people is writing it as we speak. This is as real as it gets, you guys. I like to keep this stuff real. Client acquisition for physicians. Last updated 4 hours ago. It's releasing tomorrow on Press Cable. Now, why would I be doing that? Because guess how much I'm going to charge those physicians? $1,500 to $2,500 a month. Yes, I'm doing it for credibility, Brett. You're exactly right. And exposure to the field. I'll get my money back. Rod, they'll automatically get loaded. You'll be covered. If you're not, you hit me up or Vanessa, but it should be automated. Okay. So medical is so hot, you guys. Welcome, Stacy. This is a press release I have that I've been working on today that's going out tomorrow on Press Cable. You'll see it. Look for it. And why? Because guess what? On Saturday, I'm sponsoring this hospital gala for my agency. Why would I spend $5,000? Why would I spend $5,000 to sponsor this? You guys, because I'm going to swear, I'm going to sell a shitload to these doctors. Oh, the sound went out apparently. Gee whiz. I don't know if y'all heard it or not. Somebody said the sound was out. So, that's the only bad word I'm going to say. So, ready? I'm going to sell a ton. All right, one left. Now, you know what? I'm not going to do that to you. I did it for the guys yesterday. If you buy on the call, I will honor the bonus. If you do not buy on the call, the bonus will not be honored. So, I will do that for those of you guys on the call. And I appreciate the interaction right now, because when it's just me, you know how it is. All right. Oh, you did hear me. Oh, geez. Okay. So that's what I'm doing with medical. Medical is a super hot niche. Yes, I will do a money-back guarantee. First of all, you won't use it. But if you do, you have my word. You have this recording, and you have the honor, you know, Chris Munch and Jay. I mean, you will not be disappointed. If you are disappointed, I will give you your money back. As a matter of fact, I'll let you keep my fresh lead extractor software as a gift, or really an apology that I didn't do a good job. So the reality is, you're not going to need it, though, so I'm not that worried about it. Yes, we do have full-time support. Yes, they will help you on the phone, and if they don't, I'll smack them with a wet noodle. They will help you through the support desk. Our whole goal is to make you money. If I don't make you money and make you successful, you're going to go bounce around and sell T-shirts on Shopify, right? All right. Let me go back to the buy link. I'm getting a few questions for that. I will go to the slide that has that. Don't know the number. I think it might be this one. Nope. All right. So there's one left, but I'm going to honor till the end of this call, which is in about 10 minutes. So if you're on the fence and you want the free credit, I would advise you to do it. If you're not really interested, but you want to stay and engage in Q&A, I welcome that, and I appreciate the fact you guys are so interactive. It really does help. I wish it was like a video call. It'd be a lot easier to chat. That's the link. It's in the chat area, Rick, but that's the link, voicedrops.net/CJ. All right. So that's what we're working with, right? Pretty inexpensive, but it absolutely will change your business. What will be my job description if I should have a business card prepared for me? Kaz, that's an interesting question. Nobody's ever asked me that. It's whatever you want it to be. Sales manager, you know, put your agency down. And all of you guys, I'm going to get a list from Chris or Jay, one of them. and I'm going to send you a gift. I'm going to give all of you a free website. I don't care if you buy or not. I'm going to do this because I want to invest in the community. Even if it doesn't make sense today, I'd love to chat with you again in the future, and vice versa if we ever meet each other at an event. I would like to do the right thing. I'm a big believer in good goes around. And if this doesn't fit for you, I want to at least give you something, in honor of your time. So, Joe Glickman said business builder on the business card. It's pretty cool. Here is a phenomenal question. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, Ramulad. Can I do this if English isn't my first language or I can't speak English fluently? So, with our done for you, we can do it in English or Spanish, record the messages and send them out. I could introduce you to a service that'll take the calls for you. I actually have a service that'll do that. It's not mine, but one that I use sometimes when I'm overloaded. Sometimes we get so much business coming in here that I have to get like emergency help for a couple days. Welcome, Bubba. Thank you. Man, Dean, that means a lot to me. Honestly, I'm gonna have a good night. Mainly, yes to Australia, Keith. I'm gonna have a good night mainly to Dean's little comment. Dean just said it very genuine, and I appreciate it. Charisse, right? I mean, you don't have to tell me. I'm the king of getting mad at PayPal. Just give it a second. When we get off the call, reboot. I got to drive home, get a shower. I'm not going to actually disconnect for like a half hour to an hour. So in the spirit, and plus, I remember you on the call yesterday, and we chatted and did questions. Ed, yeah, I see that. It's an error. You're fine, Ed. Yes, there's 2 people that are doing this for junior colleges, Ramon. All right. Well, I see Terry. Terry just said, what I'm asking if the list that we send to, if the customer wants to have, oh, no. Terry said, should I charge the customer $197 or $297? Way more, Terry. All right. So let's do an example for, actually, let's stop what we're doing. If you guys are cool, I'm honoring the bonus till the call ends, so there's no stress. There was one left, whatever. I want to focus on answering this question for Terry. So hang on a second. Let me go into PowerPoint and let me end the show. Let me make a new slide. All right. Terry question. All right. I hope you guys can see this. This is a little bit ad hoc, so to speak. All right. So Terry said, what would I charge a client, right? All right, cool. Okay, so here's the deal. Per lead. I'm going to just give you some numbers that I do. AC companies. These are real. These are what I charge. This is from memory. These are exactly what I quote clients. It's getsupport.biz, John. www.getsupport.biz. Okay, what else? Okay, give me other niches, you guys. Give me exact niches. Give me another niche, somebody. Thank you, real estate. Hell, why should I? How about I just show you my real estate proposal? I'm going to give it to you anyway when you buy, so there's no big deal. All right. Real estate, 200. I have multiple packages, Randy Clark. 750 voice drops. I do 3 drops a week for 2 weeks, $297. That goes back to the question that Terry had. That's plan A, and that's for lightweight realtors, and that's if my sales guys can't close. If you're tentative or weak, but I've priced it so that people want to buy option B for $479 a month. 1,500 voice drops. It's every week now. They're getting calls, and if they're a bigger agent, $599 is what we do. All right. Somebody said insurance. All right. Well, how about I open insurance? Let's keep this. Let's keep this real. All right. All right. Here's insurance. All right. Option A. All right. Here's insurance quoting. Option A, $397. It's 1,500 drops for the month. Option B, $597. They get 3,000 drops. Or option C, this, my friends, leads us into somebody else's questions. Tom asked about what would you do if you got a multi-agent office? Well, Tom, I've conveniently had to face that challenge. So we have a client now that was a prospect, and they had 14 agents. So I came up with this pricing model on what I would charge them. So they're in this 15 tier. $897 agent, I gave them a 23% discount, $10,360 a month for 14 agents. They hit me for another $1,000 or so off that. That's not exactly what I ended up getting it, but that's what I quoted them. All right. I'm going to give everybody who's a member this. These are my internal quotes and stuff like that. I'll give them all to you guys. Yeah, you can have everything. Kaza, you can have everything. I'm going to do so many training calls over the next month, you're going to like beg Chris Munch to tell me not to do anymore. I promise. There'll be so many calls, and I'll give you so much stuff that you'll get everything you could need. But as you see, where does it get interesting? Why is insurance and real estate interesting? It sure isn't for $400 a month, right? Like those low-end numbers. But if you get 5 agents, which is a small office, $3,800 is my quote. And I've gotten lots of 10 and 15 agent quotes out there right now, one of which, one of my team, a guy named Sean, who you'll meet, just knocked down. Very cool. Yeah, they should be in the members area, Rod. But Rod, I have your contact. I'll make sure you have them. So they're all in there. I'm up like 99.9%. All right, let me go back, though, to the original question on pricing, right? So I showed you rather than told you on insurance. I showed you rather than told you on real estate. So where's the question? And I'm going to take like 5 more minutes, all right? Real estate showed $297, $597. Insurance, $397, $1,200 or more for multi-agents. Doctors. Doctors, surgeons. I wouldn't throw dentists and chiropractors in here. These are just some answers to the pricing questions. These are exactly what I typically charge. No? Joe, can you see? All right, good deal. I had it on pause, Joe, and I changed screens. Okay, thanks. Joe, you asked a question earlier that I don't remember where it is. Let me try to find it. I remember us talking, though. All right, Joe asked a question that was a good net. All right, I'm going to read Joe's comment. I need to determine whom I should try to get for my clients because I need to get clients for whom I can get phone numbers and use voice drops to fulfill. Yeah, Joe, I'll teach you that ad nauseum inside the course. So insurance, real estate, mortgage, AC repair, roofers, car dealers. I would say, I'll tell you a secret, you guys, a really good one. And I got like 3 minutes. I'm getting the yank here. Yeah, the numbers in Canada are very comparable in terms of success. Good question. Window installers, I've never worked in that niche, Garrett, except at my house when my wife bought new windows. Those numbers are either per lead and some were per month. Oh, I understand. I understand the question. I was a little confusing the way I showed that. This is just what I do. Doesn't mean it's right. Just what I do. Oh yeah, Joe, for sure. Small towns are fine, yes. You know a guy who can sell you windows, right? No doubt. Okay. Attorneys. I would say that this system is really good to land attorneys as clients. It's probably not as good for a certain niches. Divorce lawyers, personal injury, criminal defense. It's not as good. Okay? So, I think you could get clients with it, but I don't necessarily think it's the ultimate fulfillment solution, being straight shooter, right? All right. I got time to take a couple more, and I want to make sure I get everybody's questions who I missed. All right. I got this back up on the screen, and I'm going to take the last few, y'all. Oh, okay. Dean, great question. I missed yours. How do we confirm leads have been received from us or calls to the business? I use a third-party tool, a call tracking tool. They're pretty inexpensive, and there's about a bazillion of them out there. I use one called Analytic Call Tracking. I recommend it in the members area. I have no affiliation with it. It's run by a guy named Joe Troyer and Ben Pate in Fort Lauderdale, and they use it in their own business. It's a Twilio add-on, Dean, but it's really good, and it just plain works, and I've been using it for years. So I kind of like software that works, and it isn't buggy, and it isn't expensive. Oh, my God, what a great idea, Kaza. Yes. I'm going to share this. Kaza just said, can I get clients for a credit repair company? Absolutely. I don't care if you call consumers or businesses. Small businesses need credit repair too. So yes, Ramilad asked, is there any monthly fee to pay after the package fee? So the choice would be yes and no. So you can optionally continue with a $197 monthly, Ramilad, but you don't have to. I don't mandate that. Now the $197 a month option includes all the done for you and all the list services. Okay? If you don't do that, you can still provide your own list. You can use the software I give you to create a list. Okay? And you can still buy credits. You just won't get them included in your monthly fee. So the answer is yes and no, being genuine. Oh, okay. What's the Keith? Great question. The charges shown that I showed on that page. Let's end it with this. Let's end it with this. I think his question is great, and I want to end with Keith's question. What do you typically net? All right. I'm back here. I'm back on the Terry screen. I'm guessing if it takes 10 calls to drive a lead, and let's just 10 calls times, let's say you paid 4 cents. So in that case, credits do not expire ever. Yes, I can do homeowner, renter, all that kind of stuff. Software is cloud-based, but I'll let you have as many users as you want. All right, guys, I'm ending the call in a minute. I will let the bonus stay until I get home and get a shower and change, and then I'm going to take it down. It's cool, the 20 we went over, but in the spirit of kind of the you helping me and we're doing a lot of questions, I don't want you to feel the pressure of that. I will do it until, a little bit later, and I will pull it down in a few hours. It's 8:45 by 10:30. Roofing. So in this case, how many calls to get a roofing lead? If it was 10, let's say it was 20. So that would cost 80 cents. Now, these are American prices and Canadian prices. I will tell you that it is slightly more expensive in Australia, Keith, being honest, and I don't have it in front of me. Slightly more expensive in England. I don't know if y'all know this, but Western Europe has a lot of taxes, and so it's slightly more. Not prohibitively more, and it's not going to cause you that much stress. Okay, all right. So if you did real estate agent at $297, your hard cost's about $40, so you're netting about $250. I know these offhand. That insurance agent probably costs you $55 to $60 to make $400 with somebody else doing all the work. Yeah, Joe Glickman, that's a good one. Do you ever give voice drops for free for a client for a day, a week to prove their worth? Not very often, but I have, honestly, yes. And you guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up. Like I said, I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit really fast. A few people got on late, Patrick and a few others. I will quickly hit this, and then I'm going to end the call. So, Patrick, here's the highlights. Our software, we have two options, our standard and our premium edition for voice drops. All right? Standard. You get white label access. You get unlimited users. You can deliver messages to cell phones. You have branding. Right? You can manage it yourself. It's kind of like a do-your-own thing. You get some reporting, and you get the ability to rehash, which means if you send 100 out and only 70 complete, you can then send the other 30 again to try to get them to go through. Sometimes numbers just don't go through. All right? That's basic or standard. Here's premium. Every feature I just told you, plus you get unlimited sub-accounts, so you can create accounts for any client. You can let the client self-service if you want. You can create unlimited users. You can do custom caller IDs. You can go to landline, cell phone, and voice over IP. My software will automatically detect cell phone, landline, or voice over IP. I'm going to give you scheduling, targeting, and advanced do not call kind of support, right? Everything built in. Either edition, I'm going to give you all kinds of split testing so you know what works and what doesn't. Right? What else? I'm going to give you a couple bonuses. And then I'll skim the questions one last time, you guys, because I may not have seen them all. I'm going to give you branding ability. Remove our logo. Put your logo there. I'm going to give you 30 days access to our Platinum done for you. That's where I create lists for you. Any list you want in the U.S. and Canada, business and consumer. Rest of the world, I can do business pretty well. My consumer ones aren't as good in other countries, being honest. I will also have our team voice over your script. Our team will do full campaign management for you. Create the voicemail, from your recording. You can just pick from our scripts. Do it in English. Do it in Spanish. Generate the list. Load it up. You just tell us when to hit go. Easy. How does it work? You pick a list. It's a form, kind of like in Presscable, right? If you want businesses, you fill out this form, and then within a few hours, typically, you get a response from one of our team giving you the list. That's it. All right? Here's a sample of the list. This is a consumer list, but it's a sample of what you get. You get a lot more than phone number, but in this case, I typically only need the phone number. I'm also going to give you access for the bonus number 3 to our mastermind. And this is kind of a cool mastermind. Pricing strategy, I do a regular training call 1 or 2 times a week. I vary it from the daytime to evening depending on time zones for people. We give you sales help, proposal help, which we looked at a few of those, sharing case studies and references. I also hold live events. There's no pitching and there's no cost. And usually when you come, I usually pick up your lunch, dinner, and beer if you so choose to drink. I'm going to do a special bonus around Presscable because I'm starting to get really into that. I'm going to show you how to use voice drops to sell a lot of Presscable. If you're using Presscable and you want to sell more, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to give you my Fresh Lead Extractor software, which uses the Open Graph API from Facebook to get highly targeted, fresh, accurate information in any niche you can think of, any niche. All right, this is the link. It's in the chat area, you guys. All right. It's $197 or $297 is the difference between the two versions, you guys. All right. The first 20 of you, which we actually blew by, I'm going to give free credits to. You see it on the screen. Those 20 are gone, but in the spirit of this call, I said until the call ends, anybody who jumps in, I will honor the bonus. Because it's just me, and I honestly, it'll be a lot easier for me to keep up with that way, being truthful. So that is that. Yes, there is an unlimited, unconditional guarantee. If you don't like it, no questions asked. We do the right thing. I also told you we typically have less than a 1% refund rate. I answered a bunch of questions, but at this point I'm going to take one final question because I have to get this recording for Chris and Jay, and then we'll get moving. So I want to tell everybody thank you, first of all. And I appreciate it, Zane. Thank you. So I will sit on bonus number 1 was branding. Somebody asked me what that was. I'll sit it there while I answer the question. All right. So final question before we end the call. No, thanks, Joe. Is InfoFree a good place to get numbers? I've never used it, Rob. Or Rod, I'm sorry. Yeah, landline and VoIP prices are about half the cost of cell phone credits. Cell phone, I got to pay the aggregator an extra fee. Naga, very good question. Dental companies. Patrick or Casa asked about dental. This will be our last one. How would I price a dentist? I would do it 2 ways. I would do it per lead if I was going after procedures like if I did a message to drive non-insurance patients in. Like let's say I was doing Invisalign or like a quasi-cosmetic procedure. I would charge $50 a lead probably, Naga or Casa. If I wanted to do a flat rate a month, I would charge $750 to $1,000, and I would set them up a program where I target something, either new patients or maybe new cosmetic patients, and I would try to laser focus in on what they really want. So that's what I would do. All right. I think I've got everything, you guys, and I am getting ready to end this. I appreciate everybody who's on the call. Sharice, you're fine. You're totally covered. Please don't feel any stress at all, and I appreciate that. I'm very grateful. And no, thanks all of you for who got on board and all that kind of jazz. The template. Let's end with that. Yep, I got to drive home in a sec. So I'm going to give to Jay or Chris via Skype. I will shoot it over them tonight, the link. And since they're in Europe, they will have it before I'm awake. And they can send out to all of you, and I'm going to ask that they send it to everybody that was live on the call, either yesterday or today. So I think that seems fair, and I promised it to you guys, and I'm happy to give it to you. Pretty good, and it has some good stuff that you can leverage, and I think you'll be happy with it. I use the same thing. Thanks a lot, Joe. Thank you, Kay. I really appreciate all the help. And I'm sorry for the audio fade out a few times, but I appreciate everybody who kind of worked through it. And with that being said, have a nice night, and I look forward to chatting with you guys. Thanks again, and be safe. Take care. Bye-bye.